Alright, so I have another 5 games, top 5, however you want to call it. Games I'd like to see come over to the Switch. If it came out with the other consoles too, I'd be okay with it. But I prefer it on the Switch. That way, for those rare occasions that I want to pick up my console and walk around the house or leave, I can still play it. And I like my Switch more than my Xbox One and my PS4. I still love those, but I more often than not would pick up a game for the Xbox. Like, I've been holding off for Cuphead, hoping that maybe it would come out for the Switch. Thinking it's like, maybe it's not an exclusive deal, maybe it's only time exclusive, or, hoping that some bizarre thing would happen where it was like, Microsoft doesn't have complete control over it. And you know what? It happened. Microsoft was like, alright, let's put it on the Switch. Finally. So, some of these games are kind of like that, where it's like, if it came out on the Switch, I'd want to get it on there first versus on one of the other consoles. So, here's 5 games. Retro-ish, I guess. If Xbox is considered retro now, it's probably. Boy, I'm old. So, let's start off with Dreamcast. So, when I was a kid, I loved Dreamcast. Dreamcast was awesome. I was probably 13, 14 years old at the time, and it was awesome. I think that's when the Dreamcast came out. Alright, I loved it. It was one of my favorite consoles. I loved getting games for it. I got Shenmue for it probably a while after it was released. I kind of kept waiting, like, I want to try that game, but I'm not sure. It looks kind of weird. It looks like my type of game, but I wasn't sure. Picked it up, loved it. So then I started looking for other games that I wanted to see. And this game, I found it, I was looking for it, but it never was released in America. I was like, alright. And then one time, I finally found it online. This was when the internet was in its infancy. Let's just say that. I found it on half.com. If you guys know what half.com was, I don't even know if it's still a website, but it was a weird site, I guess you could say, in the sense that I bought this from there, and they sent me Headhunter. It was a weird site, I guess you could say, in the sense that I bought this from there, and they sent me Headhunter, which was what I was asking for, and Shenmue 2, but they were bootlegged. First bootleg games I ever bought. Burnt to CD, they worked, so that was a bonus, and I enjoyed the game. Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast worked as well with the English voiceovers, so I think it was English voiceovers. It's been so long I have to play it again. It was awesome. Loved it. The game's not perfect by any means, but it was fun. I would love to see them bring this game back. They did have a sequel in 2004, which is 15 years ago. So, maybe do that game, this game, in a double pack. Then I can get the real game on my Switch, and then I can play it some more. Would I love to see them maybe master it and tweak some things? Yeah, because that motorcycle driving in this game, it was a headache. It was like literally you could drive straight, you were fine. But if something wanted you to go this or that, it was like, it felt like a rock just trying to like turn on gravel. I don't know. It was bad. But overall, the game was really interesting to play. Did it live up to the hype? Probably not for a lot of people. That's why I haven't made some in a long time. But when I saw it in the magazine, I really wanted it. So I got it, loved it, and I hope they come up with another one. Okay, so we were talking about Cuphead. And I kind of hope that this would be the case, because I'm pretty sure it's only come out on the Xbox and PC because it's Microsoft. I don't know if they own the complete rights to it because it was developed by BioWare. So, who knows where it's at. I hope it's all Microsoft, and the way Microsoft is right now, maybe they'd want to bring some of their older games to the Switch. So I hope this could be one of them. Jade Empire. I've done a video on my top Xbox games before. Obviously, this is on it. I loved it. And it doesn't get enough credit, I don't think. I think this would look great on the Switch. In portable mode. Maybe give it a little bump in textures or something and bring it over to the Switch. I would buy it immediately. I'm a cheapskate too, and I would still buy it immediately. Just be like, yeah, Microsoft, bring us some more stuff. So yeah, Jade Empire, loved it. Looks good. I mean, not to compare to today's standard, but you know what? It was enough to handle the game and made it great. All right, let's go back in the time machine. Go even before the Xbox. Let's go Super Nintendo. Now, I would love to see this game come back. I don't think it's on any. It might be on some of the eShops, but I'd like to see this get kind of like a little love and care, and maybe bump up some of the graphics. I mean, yeah, it's Super Nintendo, but maybe redo the game, like I'll completely remaster to give it a little bit more visual to today's world, and that would be Zombies Ate My Neighbor. I never even heard of this game until I was like 18 years old. And when I played it, I was like, this is awesome. Where were you all my life? I wish I would have had this as a kid, because it probably would have been even higher on my list of favorite games. But you know what? It's still a great game. I'd love to see it on the eShop, maybe with a little bit of bump, kind of like what they're doing with the Legends of Zelda Link's Awakening. They just tweak it a little bit to give it a little bit more flair today. Or maybe, they add like another sequel to this game, like a direct little sequel with the game included to extend the game with like bonus levels or something. Just add a little bit. Give people a chance to buy it again. So yeah, Zombies Ate My Neighbors. Okay. Let's jump even further back one more time before we jump to the future again. So, Sega Master System. I loved this game when I got my Master System, which was probably a couple years after it failed and was out, when the Super Nintendo and N64 was out when I got this. But I loved it. It was fun. They did make one for the Xbox and the PS2. But I'd like to see this original one remade for the Switch. I think it would just be fun. Play it in tabletop mode, play it on the screen. It'd be a good little quick game. I'll show it to you now. Spy vs. Spy. Comes on these little fancy hue cards. So yeah, Spy vs. Spy. I'd love to see that. That'd be fun to play. A $10, $5 eShop game. I think it would just be a fun little quick game to play around. Okay, so the last game, we'll jump back to the future of retro, the Xbox. Now this kind of falls in the same category as, Microsoft doing its thing. I have plenty of years of having fun with this game at parties, friends' houses, just enjoying it. And I would like to see them bring this back. Yeah, it'd be kind of like, do they need more party games? But Fusion Frenzy. This game was awesome. And I don't know how many times I played Twisted Systems, but Duck and Jump was a fun game to play. I think it never really got the credit it deserved. A lot of people probably do like it, but they just don't talk about it. I like to see this come back. Nice little party game, $19.99 on the eShop. Xbox, Microsoft, make it happen. So, those are my 5 games I'd like to see, make a return over to the Switch to bring life. Because you know what? Let's use the Switch as a way just to have as many of your favorite old games, new games, just on one console, so it's portable, or in the house. I think that would be awesome. All right. Let me know in the comments what your games there. Talked too much already. All right. Let's finish this now then. Let me know in the comments which games you'd like to see come out for the Switch. Which ones that you saw here that you've ever played that loved, or if you never played it and think it might be something up your alley. Alright, have a good night, keep on gaming, and I'll catch you on the next video.